It's a massive international success. It's been celebrated for its very sexy design and its extremely impressive eGMP dedicated electric platform. It has been the first runner-up at the 2022 World Car Awards, and it's a true flagship. I could go on about the Kia EV6, but I've kind of done that in the past, right? I'm the only one who got a chance to drive the car earlier. We've given you all the details about what this model really stands for and why everybody has been talking about it. But now you get to know that little bit extra. India spec. We have the GT line coming to India. What does that mean? What are the features? And what's the overall performance quotient of this variant? That's the part we'll tell you today. And I have to stop being selfish about hogging this car, and so which is why I'm bringing Ameya in now, because I'll just say that he very politely asked that he gets to spend more time with the car since I've already done that, right?
Finally, I get to spend some time with the EV6. So yes,
do I give you the key? So it's very reluctantly that I'm going to have to hand you this key. But you know, we are here at the BIC, the Buddh International Circuit, back here. So I've already got a few laps in, luckily. So all yours.
Thank you.
Enjoy. All the details from Ameya now.
I'll have all of them for you right away.
Now that I had the keys, the first thing to do then is drive.
And there's good reason for doing that, because you know what? I wanted to drive a car that is so mainstream, which makes 320 brake horsepower. Now that is of course divided between the front and the rear axle, because this of course is the AWD. So the front motor makes 222 brake horsepower, the rear motor makes 99 brake horsepower. Therefore combined output 320 brake horsepower, and torque 605 Newton meters, all from the word go, like all electrics, right? But 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is done in just 5.2 seconds. That means I put my foot down and this one goes. And that's of course how it is with all EVs, and that is also because of the torque that's on offer. But this one rides smoothly as well. It is India specific according to Kia. Ground clearance of this car 178 millimeters, and that does have some impact on the ride and handling, because well, it's not as agile as you want it to be. But then again, this is not a race car, it's your daily commute car, which basically has zero emissions and will keep you and your family happy. But there's one more thing I wanted to talk about, and it has to do with these paddle shifters, because this does not change gears.
Well, they're there to regenerate energy into the battery, so you get more range. You can toggle between 4 levels of regeneration, and the max level switches on the i-Padel or single pedal mode, where you can accelerate and decelerate and even come to a complete halt using just the accelerator. How paradoxical is that? It is extremely innovative and comes in very handy in traffic conditions. Now, though the EV6 is available internationally with 2 different battery packs, India gets the one with a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery, and that therefore translates to more power and longer range. Kia is also offering the RWD version of the EV6 in India, and so there will be 2 versions to pick from. The RWD version 2 is good on power, as it makes 226 brake horsepower and a healthy 350 Newton meters of peak torque. The range too is expected to be close to 500 kilometers on a single charge. But what about charging times? Kia India says that a 50 kilowatt DC fast charger will take 1 hour and 13 minutes to bump up power from 10 to 80%, while a 350 kilowatt charger will do the same in just 18 minutes.
I wanted to dwell a little more on the ride and handling, because I think I didn't specify anything. You know what? The tires, they are 19 inches, 235, 55 R19s. They are smaller, I feel. I mean, in width especially. But that you expect because, you know, you need efficiency to get into the game as well. And that, according to us, is all right. But that basically means that there is a little bit of understeer on the car. And of course, the car there's no body roll as such, but again, as I said earlier, it's not a race car, but we are on a racetrack. That's the difference. But overall, if you go to see, it's very comfortable. In fact, the seats which I'm sitting on as well, and even the rear seats, are fantastic. They are very comfortable, they are very snug. There's good lumbar support on offer. You know, what more could you ask for in an electric car, right? So overall then, it scores pretty well in the ride and handling department because it just strikes all the check boxes, especially when it comes to comfort. Of course, there are the driving modes. There's the eco, there's the normal, and there's the sport, where if you want it to be more sporty, it can be.
Now, in an exclusive review, we did say that it was sporty, but looks like that's a bit off mark in the India spec version. Having said that, there's no doubting the EV6 is a looker, and from afar or even close up, it looks sexy.
Well, the only word I can find to describe the design of this car is progressive. It is, in fact, because look at it. It's so nice to look at. Yes, the design language is opposites united and all of that, and Siddharth has told you all about it in his exclusive review. But you know what? This does put a smile on your face. And the fact that each and every crease, each and every bulge that you see on this car, it's all about making this car more aerodynamic. 0.28, that's the drag coefficient of this car. And you can see how the design has evolved around this very theme. Because, you know, this, as I told you, the bulge here, the nice crease here, you know, the bit of gap between the headlamp cluster and the LED DRLs, even the rear view mirror, you look at the shape of it and you realize that it all tapered and really works extremely well. And that progressive design is not just up front, but also back here, because you see this rear spoiler with these two inlets right here. It's all about making the car more aerodynamic. And even this beautiful rear tail lamp, it really stands out, don't you think? Yes, the chrome strip, there is that, but you know what? This beautiful thing right here that you see, you know, you saw part of this design on the Carens, but this in fact is actually a turn signal. And yes, when it illuminates, it looks absolutely beautiful. So it's simple, it's all about making the car more efficient. And yes, it's progressive thought, it's an evolved thought. You know what? It strikes a chord.
And there's more to talk about the cabin. It will be available only with black interiors, and everything you see inside is made from sustainable materials.
Now, the cabin of the EV6 is, as expected, futuristic. We've spoken at length about it earlier, but now, you know, that we have first-hand experience, we can tell you that, you know, less buttons and more touch is the way to go for the future for sure. And then you have these two 12.3-inch screens, a curved screen basically, and you know what? They're all very driver-centric, look extremely good, graphics are on point, but we'll have the tech review and we'll have more details on that very soon. As for the steering wheel, it is pretty easy to hold. Nice flat bottom steering wheel that we have here. The buttons here, the right hand side controls the left screen and the left hand side controls the screen right in front of you. So it won't get confusing once you get used to it. Other than that, there are nice cubby holes here. You can actually have storage area here as well, and there is enough and more to store here. There is of course the sunroof that you can enjoy, but the part and the feature that we enjoy the most, ventilated seats up front. Yes, very, very handy when it comes to summers, and you know how much we love that feature. Having said that, under thigh support is good. There's good lumbar support, and yes, as I said earlier, the seats are snug and extremely comfortable.
But how's the space at the back?
So the rear seat of the EV6 is pretty decent on space. You get decent amount of knee room. There is good headroom as well, and good amount of shoulder room. Now the glass area might not be big, but it is sufficient to make it look more spacious because there's enough light coming into the car. The wheelbase of the car is 2,900 millimeters. Now, according to Kia, that's 10 millimeters more than the Tesla Model Y. Of course, we don't have a apples to apples comparison right now because there is no Model Y in India, but it is decently spacious. However, we are left wanting in the department of under thigh support for sure, because right now my thighs are halfway there in the air. It's the clever touches that really attract you, like the aircon vents right on the B pillar. Then there are these nice charging points on the seats in front of you. These are clever touches, and of course the 60-40 split seats at the back, and that helps you get more space because the boot already has a lot.
There's good enough boot space, and the EV6 offers 520 liters of it. With the second row down, there's 1,300 liters on offer. And then there's the front, which has 20 liters of space in the AWD version and 52 liters on the RWD. On the safety front, 8 airbags are standard. And the EV6 also comes with Advanced Driver Assistance System, or ADAS. You'll get front collision avoidance assist, surround view monitor, lane following assist, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring system, and more. All of which can be activated with the touch of a button. Now, only 100 units of the EV6 are coming to India, so the big play then is exclusivity and its select dealerships where it will be available. We expect prices to be around the 55 lakh to 60 lakh rupees quadrant, and that means it will go up against the likes of the Volvo XC40 Recharge, which will be sort of a direct rival. But with what the EV6 has to offer, I am very sure Kia will have no problem selling these 100 cars in the country. There will be takers, because people who want a comfortable, futuristic and absolutely sexy looking electric vehicle will have to look no further.